Okay, today I'm doing some sandblasting. So this is the walls and the column bars before I start, and I'll show you the results after. Okay, that's the sandblasting done in this room. Makes a massive difference to the stonework, really brings it back to life. We're not as happy with the wood, but it's as good as it'll come up. You know, it is 500 years old, so it's took most of the grime off. But it'll make our life easier when it comes to making it all look good again. And the next room will be this room. Let's get the light on it. You can see that's where I sandblasted up to, so you can see the difference in the colour. So I'll do the rest of that and you'll see how it looks. And that's the rest of this wall, all nicely cleaned up. And I've also done all the woodwork, but you can't really notice that. Okay, I'm just cleaning up this gable end. I'm nearly done. That was covered in vines, so that's come up a treat. Even though all this is coming down with big windows going in, we just wanted to clean up the wood. It's going to get used elsewhere. And now I'm just going to clean up this dwarf wall, so I'll show you what that looks like after it's done. Okay, so there's the difference you can see between it being sandblasted and not sandblasted. And whilst we're at it, we're going to take all the lime water out, so when it comes to me pointing up, it'll make my life a lot easier, and I won't have to spend a day on the Kangol breaking it all out. So this is what it looks like now. Let's show the results afterwards. Okay, that's the sandblasting all done. It's come up really well. It's going to make my life a lot easier when it comes to repointing it in. I'll be building a window in there, so that'll be done at a later date. Got this dirty wall in here as well to clean up, so I'll show you the results when this is done as well. Okay, that's that all sandblasted, all looking nice. So next job will be pointing that in at a later date. Okay, I finished sandblasting the whole shay now, so next job is knock down this big old concrete wine vat. So we've had the pecker delivered, so I'm going to get noisy. Let's see what it looks like in a bit. Right, I'm going to destroy this. And that's also the concrete wine vat now removed and broken apart. Right, I'm down at the side of the barn. This is going to be the one that's eventually going to get converted. At the moment I'm working in the gîte, which they've been using as a temporary family home. That's where most of the work's been getting done, just to get up to a good standard, ready for the rental market next year in the summer. But I've come to a bit of a standstill due to having guests and I can't be making noise. So I've just come down to here, and what I've got to do is take off all this old board. This wall eventually is going to come down, but the first job I've got is going to be fun. I'll just walk up this ladder and show you. Is all this flooring's got to come off. It's really unsafe. It's all propped up really badly, and we want it all open because it's going to be a big open plan area eventually. So I'm going to get cracking. Okay, that's all the floor removed. It's a very dirty, dusty job. Eventually that main beam and the joist running off of it will be removed to create one big open vaulted ceiling area, but for now we'll be leaving it in place because we can use it as a platform to work off for when we dry line all the ceilings. There is another little section up here. It used to be where they used to keep the owls, believe it or not. This is going to eventually be a nice little cubby. There's an inch deep in mud and gack up here, so this has all been cleaned up. Same again, this will all be dry lined and turned in to a nice little snug. We should have this looking lovely up here, so we'll see how we get on in the future. Okay, so I'm up here now, so what we'll be doing is we'll be insulating between the rafters. We'll be putting a metal system up. We're going to try and keep these purlins exposed to show a bit of the woodwork off. All this will be kept open to show that off. It's going to be a bit tricky because obviously being an old building, the woodwork is all over the place. I'll just come through to the other side, and this will all be getting done as well. Trying to show a little bit of the wood off to make it look all nice. It's going to take a few days, I'd imagine, to get it all sorted, but I'll show progress as we go. Okay, it's taken me just under 2.5 days to metal and insulate this whole area out. Obviously it doesn't normally take that long, but it's really fiddly work, so it just takes a lot longer. This is all done. So the next job will be plasterboarding. I'll just be showing progress videos rather than me working, because this is all work that's been seen before on my previous vids. So the next one will be this, nicely boarded up.
See the fun I have plasterboarding?
And I was tacking all the way up there. Right, nightmare. Still a fair bit to go. We'll get there. Okay, it's been just under 7 days since I started this particular ceiling. It's now fully insulated and boarded, having put up a suspended system to take the plasterboard. It is taking ages, it's really fiddly, nothing's square. I've cut it in as close as I can to save on filler work. Just go around to the other side. This bit has been a pain. Very, very awkward with all the beams. Because the client wanted this centre one up there showing, I've had to kick the board in, which caused no end of problems, because obviously plasterboard doesn't like to bend, so it's literally been, as you can see, lots of triangles and random shapes to try and get it to work. And all the way up to the top. And I'm now ready for this section up here. this flooring will be going. We've just left it up here once again because it's a good platform to work off of whilst we do some of the work. Just show you the last bit. So as you can see, it went right up to there, which is very awkward. So I've now started up here. I've Zulafend it, which is your termite spray. Same again, insulated. I've just started putting the metal system in to support it all, and I'll be doing this throughout now. So this is, you know, gonna take me a couple of months, I'd imagine, to do, working on my own. I would say it's a bit daunting, but one day at a time. So we will show, as always, the progress as I work through. Okay, lots of progress going on now. We'll finish all the boarding up in this section, and I'm just sanding it all down ready for paint. We're rendering in between all the woodwork now. I've got Bowie up here helping me out, so he's doing that whilst I finish the sanding, and Craig the chippy is doing all the woodwork for the leaf panels in, ready to fill in. So we'll see what it looks like once it's all done.